How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video we have a mercy rule on Hall of Fame difficulty, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And here in this first game we are going up against a much weaker team. This guy has a lot of golds and a couple diamonds on his team, but he does have more of a budget squad from grinding out the programs. So we're facing Jesus Luzardo in this one, and I think he's not a bad pitcher as far as a gold card goes. Right, this new Threads card has a pretty good pitch mix, good repertoire. He's a free pitcher, but he does have a pretty good sinker. So keep that in mind. But we are able to get a 1-0 lead, and I thought I hit this one out. It wasn't really the best feedback in terms of the swing, but we're going to kind of fast forward throughout this game a little bit. Not a ton of action early on in this one. It's 1-1. This opponent tied it up there with the solo shot. Fast forward to the 4th inning. Take a look at where this slider is. I know I threw it with a little bit of early feedback, and usually when you throw a pitch with early feedback, it has a higher hit chance for it to be a base hit, let alone there was a home run. Now we'll fast forward all the way to the top of the 9th inning. It's a 2-1 ball game, and we are able to tie it up off Felix Bautista with the solo shot from Roman Anthony. I would have loved to have a couple base runners. I had some opportunities throughout this game, but unfortunately not able to capitalize on runners in scoring position in this specific one. So we're in the bottom of the 9th inning, just looking to send it into extras. He had that infield base hit with Otani, kind of just a shift, or me using the shift, and that's why that was, a base hit. And then he walks it off here with the base hit. It was on the later side of good, but definitely not the greatest swing with that lefty sinker. Has outlier. He was late on it, but then he walks it off. So he ends up winning that one. We lost about, I think, 37 points. That's really only been my second loss in MLB The Show 25, and second loss in a very long time. So both the games, though, I had the lead, and I kind of choked it away. Both losses so far in this year. But anyway, we are sitting at about 11-3 record right now, so just looking to get those points back here in this next one. We're facing Shota Imanaga. And even though this card is a diamond, I thought Jesus Luzardo was a much better pitcher just because of the fact that he has the sinker. If you're using a guy that does not have a sinker and the opponent is on the fastball, it can be very difficult to pitch. And I think it's difficult to pitch in this game anyway. Because if you throw the ball on the outside corner, they don't call it a strike. Probably like 75% of the time it's a ball. And that's not just for pitches on the outside corner. That's like the entire strike zone. I feel like any borderline pitch is like 50 to 75% of the time called a ball. I've even seen clips of people playing where the entire pitch is like directly down the middle, and it's still called a ball. I know that's more of like a bug or a glitch. But anyway, here in this next game, we brought the offense in this one. It's the 6th inning, but we have a 4-run lead, and that's really been probably the most runs I've scored on Hall of Fame so far, 4 runs. I really have been struggling a little bit more with some of the timing and lining up this PCI. But that's partly because I haven't really played a ton of games on Hall of Fame difficulty over the last 2 years of MLB The Show. So I'm getting a little bit used to it, a little bit more, I would say, getting the hang of it. My average is right around 300, 325. It's nothing crazy. It's not anything like these top players are doing, batting 400 on Legend and GOAT difficulty. But I am getting a little bit better at the game. I feel like I'm able to do a little bit more of what I used to be able to do, if that's the best way for me to put it, just in terms of playing at a higher level on Hall of Fame difficulty. That's always kind of been my max anyway. I have never really been a person to play a bunch on Legend, but we are trying to make it into the World Series. We got a few days left. We got about, 5 or 6 days left until Friday, and then the first weekend classic is this weekend, so we'll kind of have to see how that goes. I think it might even start on Thursday. So we're running out of days. Anyway, needless to say, we're running out of days for World Series. I am about 200 points away. That last game put me back just a little bit, maybe at about 250 now, and we're looking to get these points right back here. Bottom of the 8th inning, we are up by 7 runs, and we're looking to close it out. We still need about 3 runs. We need a 3-run shot. I've had a couple opportunities with guys on, in not just the last game, but previous ranked seasons games. And I would say that's the one area that I need to improve. If I want to make it into the World Series, if I want to, win and produce more runs, play a little bit better, have a little bit more fun with the game, I need to hit better when I have guys on second base. Plain and simple. I've had guys on, second and third with nobody out, and I scored 1. Or I've had guys, bases loaded with 1 out and I score 0. That's just terrible. I feel like when that happens in real baseball, most of the time that team loses. But here we end up hitting a 2-run shot there with Ted Williams. I kind of felt like that opponent maybe gave up there at the end. He just started throwing a lot of fastballs. Fastballs can be effective, but I was all over the fastball in that one off of Shota Imanaga, and then whoever he brought in relief, I was on it as well. Walker Buehler was a really good pitcher for me in that last game. Ended up with 10 strikeouts. He's been my most dominant pitcher, but I've only used him for 2 games. And then we were able to get to, I guess, the end of that XP loop. So I finished the program. I'm going to open up the packs here in a minute. And I wanted to show you, I had to kind of close out of the game in order to see the loop. I got this headliner pack, and I had no idea where it came from. So I just opened it there and then kind of got the clip for that loop screen where it gives you the rewards. But anyway, I got my first Mercy Rule on Hall of Fame. I had one other Mercy Rule, but I think that was on Veteran, maybe All-Star. But then we also got this Choice Pack. That's going to do it for this video. I'm College Lefty, and until next time, peace out.